Let me flip this camera.
Okay, we are back. GECV. This is really like a really impromptu interview. We just hooked up this morning, had a little chat, and decided let's go with number 2. Good morning, my friend. How you doing?
What's good?
Well, you look kind of high on life this evening. You feeling good?
Because I'm back in California and they got good weed.
You've been in the studio this evening.
Not today. Today I was getting some stuff done and driving a lot. So I wasted a lot of time in the car, but I was doing shit on phones all day. But yeah, it's been dope since I've been in LA. Like, it's been balls to the wall. Like, I was chilling in LA making little crypto moves. When I went to Nashville, I was like, fuck, I'm working 5 times harder than I am in LA. And I came back to LA, I guess that mindset, like now I'm working 10 times harder than before. So it's kind of crazy. But I've been busy as fuck. And it's cool to be that busy because, like, shit's happening.
What have you been up to?
Dropping songs. I've been in the studio the last couple of days, fucking making some moves, and I got some heat up my sleeve. I dropped my first country song. I recorded it in Nashville. I think that's gonna be super dope. I'm gonna try to fast track a bunch of stuff. I have a bunch of releases. I'm just waiting on dope cover artists. It seems like all my cover artists, I made them kind of famous. Then they started working with bigger names and raised their price on me. So it's like, damn, what the fuck? And most of my cover arts, I haven't had time to really look into the news on Russia and Ukraine. But
not good.
That's where my cover arts come from. So yeah, I outsourced most of that to Croatia and Ukraine.
I was actually thinking when I was actually watching the news yesterday, you did come into my mind, because I know when we previously spoke that things like this, that it bothers you.
Yeah, I can look into like stuff. Like, for instance, when that bomb went off at Ariana's concert, I was like, damn.
That's my home city, that.
And when those shootings happened in Vegas, I was just like, you know what I mean? That's messed up. I always thought, like, how nobody's ever done it in like an NFL stadium or something. Those type of tragedies, like, they mess with me a little bit. So, like, I can write a whole album about that kind of stuff. I just don't want to be so pessimistic, you know? I'd rather instill hope because, like, I'm from Memphis and it's like the most dangerous place in the country, and stuff you see on national news happens like on Monday.
Is.
Yeah, so, like, this is crazy. I try to stay positive, but it's good to be aware. But I haven't even had time to keep up with news or anything. So when I see like little blurbs, it throws me off because, like, I'll manifest things or kind of have a feeling things are happening. And then when they start happening, whether it's like political or not, it's just still kind of crazy. Because we were on a Twitter space the other day talking about Star Wars and like how there's no law in space.
Yep.
And then like a week later, satellites started falling from the sky. I was like, what? So I got to shut my mouth.
I had a little moment yesterday with a couple of artists, the Bloom twins from London, and they are Ukrainian heritage. My great grandmother is Ukrainian, and there's quite some poignant photographs. One of them in particular was a photograph from their niece, and she was actually at her bedroom window, click, and has an explosion probably a couple of 100 meters away. So they weren't in the best frame of mind yesterday. It's been obviously.
Yes, it's crazy. And another thing is a lot of stuff in Hollywood and a lot of stuff in TV, and there's a lot of conspiracy theories on a bunch of stuff. But either way, like, some people have like crazy tragedies and just use it as an opportunity to capitalize, like making movies off of tragedies and stuff. And it's cool if like 50 years go by or like certain stuff happen, but like, I don't know, it's crazy. Like,
war by media, isn't it? The media frenzy is unbelievable.
But I mean, that's not my place to speak on, because basically Hollywood's, a lot of the old writers and stuff are getting old. So it's like recycles of all the same shit. It's like I can watch 5 minutes of the movie and already know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
The whole movie. I'm like, damn, I already seen it. So, but it's cool because, like, I've always like dreamed of when I fall back into songwriting and stuff. Like, I can write TV shows. That'd be fun.
Is there something that you've actually got in mind, screenplay-wise? Have you started to actually formulate a plan?
I can break my mind into pieces. and I'm really good at dialogue. So like I can have conversations with myself forcefully. Like instead of it just be like, oh, I'm hearing voices. No, I can make it happen, and I can like jump into characters in my head, which is hard for some people. But I'm a great storyteller. But I wouldn't say I'm a novelist. But you know, I wrote some cool shit. I try to write 2 books. One of them was really dope, and the other one was like more personal. But I got about 400 pages handwritten, and I was like, damn, it's gonna be 1,000 pages. So like later on, when I get older, sure, I would love to do some stuff like that.
It's formulated, then, isn't it? Really, I mean, you just follow on from where you are.
I like rhymes. I like rhymes better than all that kind of stuff. Because I get frustrated when I'm trying to do something I'm not great at. It's kind of like I'm trying too hard. But I mean, I got plenty of poems that sometimes it blows my mind because I'm like, damn, I don't even use words like that sometimes. Sometimes I have to dumb my flow down just to relate.
It's not easily done, though, is it? Really, to dumb something down purposely.
Yeah, it kind of sucks when you take the poetry away just to make it sound smooth.
Yeah. Who have you been in the studio with?
I met this artist. I was drunk as hell, and I walked down the street, and there was a black cowboy following me. I was like, damn, this dude's whiter than me. Motherfucker's cool as hell, a real cowboy. And when I heard him sing, I was like, oh, shit. Like, we're about to fuck some shit up. So I went to the studio. It took me like 3 weeks to finally get a place. I had to make some Super Bowl calls out to LA. They made it happen. It was relatively not that hard once I had that happen. Went in the same, like, it was like the hip hop studio of Nashville, which was a lot easier to book because a lot of those Grammy, huge, super famous places are like booked out for like 90 days. I hit up all the house studios in the area, and all the famous rappers in the area were in album mode. We talked about that a little bit. So I went over there, knocked out NFT Project's theme song. Really dope, really cool. I could probably play a little clip. But halfway through it, he showed up. And I was waiting on him. He showed up. And I was a little scatterbrained a little bit, trying to host everybody, make sure the girls and stuff were cool. Everybody was cool. And I was drinking. I was finally had some liquor in me, and you know, I was finally calming down. He knocked out some quick vocals. I was like, damn, I was proud of it because some of the stuff he said sounded like I would have wrote it. He had a song in mind already for that beat, but I was literally going through his beats he sent me, and they all deleted right in front of my eyes. I like did some dragging stuff, and I clicked the delete button. They all deleted. And I kept searching for it, and I clicked the beat, and I heard the beat. As soon as I clicked it, I let him know, like, hey, dude, this is Sweet Tea. So he completely just trusted me. We went with the concept, just mumbling around.
So Sweet Tea is going to be your next release, though?
Yeah, we're going to release it. I'm going to try to fast track it. The thing about it, I want it to be in the right hands at the right time because that could be a #1 record.
I believe that as well.
This artist's name is Cowboy Trey, and he's dope. And we're gonna be doing some articles and stuff together. But the crazy thing is, 2 days later, I fly to LA. 1 day later, it's his birthday, and he's in LA. So we've been chopping it up. But a lot of people, if you've seen my stories lately, he's been in a bunch of stories. We've been trying to.
So he's on your Instagram story now, is he? Yeah.
Yeah, he's dope. We're gonna build him up. He would have blew up anyways, but I'm gonna try to help it speed up a little bit because he's dope.
Has he got his own eclectic sound? Has he brought something different to the table for you?
Yeah, because I can keep things in house without trying to outsource to a person like I like Kenny Chesney. Yeah. Some people like that might cost them 20 racks just to walk through the gate. Someone like Cowboy, we don't need that because we can just do it ourselves. And then have people like Miley and people like Nelly and people like Florida Georgia Line want to be on our song compared to like, hey, will you be in our song? No, like this is our shot at getting a #1 country record on the wall. Not to mention it's got a rock vibe. So it could be like playing on multiple stations. Not to mention really I do hip hop. Like I do gangster shit. I do trap shit. I do emo shit. Like the hip
It's
hop
really
is
going to,
never gonna
be
stop.
dropping as well at the right time as well. It sounds like a springtime, summertime vibe. You've got that going on. It sounds very, it really has got that country feel to it, really running through it, hasn't it?
What would be cool is because I showed you Good Suit. So Good Day is kind of a little flip. I'm gonna let you hear a little bit of it. Shout out to my boy Monkey and my boy Nick. They've been working their ass off on this. I've been doing all this crypto and NFT stuff. I haven't even had a chance to really show them some love because they've been in Florida working their ass off while I'm rapping my ass off. I'm playing through my earphones. Can you hear it? That's never been done before. This reminds me of Adam Sandler's opening credits.
Oh God, yeah.
Remember we was talking about that crazy little song where I wrote a good day, he wrote a good day? This is it.
This is it.
And I do the chorus and I hit the verse after. Commercials suck. I would try to make Walmart music.
Walmart music. You really do. You really have making music for, like I say, for everybody.
If you can have a pregnant wife pushing carts with babies in Walmart buying diapers and stuff, and they playing this, that's how you get that elevator shit stuck in your head all day. And next thing you know, you'd be like Pharrell with "I'm happy." You be dancing to the bank.
Oh, it really is.
You can name it, I didn't done it, but I'm still gonna do it. And at the end of it, I said, "It's trippy, excited, while the world's so divided. Hi, I'm Cam, and I'm high, and I can't hide it. Let's have a good time and a good day. Life is a trip. Can you please pass the ashtray?" So that's the type of shit. I'm just trying to switch it up. I had a tick on my leg, tripping mushrooms, trying to take a shower. I heard gunshots outside. I'm in Memphis. I heard no ambulances, no sirens, and I'm like tripping out. I bought Omi token that night, which is like really hard to buy, especially tripping on mushrooms because you have to move a bunch of transfers of money and stuff. So I'm buying crypto. There's a tick on my leg. I'm tripping balls. There are people shooting outside. I run in the shower and I start singing this dumbass song, and then we completely changed it. And I was like, damn, it's not a dumbass song anymore. So I originally wrote it for like an annoying female country song. And now it's kind of like a sound. Now it's kind of like a Seth Rogen soundtrack to a movie, or like I could see it being on Happy Madison movies.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that would work on a Happy Madison movie, wouldn't it?
Yeah, this could be one of those like songs that, you know how you have a real vulgar lyrics in a good song, and then like say if you close caption the movie, it'll be like "fuck you, stupid ass bitch, you a cunt," and it'll be like a flower. It'll be like somebody walking down the street. You're like, that's a terrible lyric choice for that spot. You know what I'm saying?
You've really kind of got this. You've got this focus, haven't you? I mean, there's a really cool thought process behind your lyrics. I feel you on this one. It works with Happy Madison walking down the street like that in one of his films for sure. Like when you're actually writing this, are these ideas actually coming to you like boom, 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 boom?
Sometimes I tell people I don't write music. I just hold the pen, and that's because I try to capture moments. Like Real Good Day, I could picture like a man transforming into like a cartoon selling lemonade, and everybody's just like driving down the street on their lawnmower, like on some what's that Joe Dirt type of vibe where it's just like it don't matter if you have money or not. You're gonna go to the movies, treat yourself, have a good day. Like I have another song called check this out. I'll skip a little bit. But this is having a bad day, but a good night. So
the one thing that can never be leveled at you is generic. Everything is different. When you're doing something that's so different track to track, how long does this process be?
I like all music and I don't listen to hip hop. When I start listening to hip hop driving in the car, I'm like, oh, that's cool. But it frustrates me because if I hear hip hop, I need to be doing it myself. I'm not one of those selfish, entitled people where it's like, oh, me. But when I hear shitty shit on the radio, it pisses me off. I feel like it's up to me to change the game.
Have you been driving yet and actually heard any of your tracks on the radio?
Yeah, when I first flew to Memphis, coming back from California the first time last year, they were playing Reaching Out For You. And then DJ Spanish Fly, the guy who originally put 3 6 Mafia on the radio, was playing it, said, shout out to my boy Cam. Matter of fact, check this out. I think I got the thing right here. Let's see. This is actually when I met Casey Nash, and Casey Nash was on the show. Let me see when this was.
Shout out to Casey.
Here it is.
Casey.
All my people, Breeze, shout out to all you guys, I'm doing this all for all y'all, for the city,
Now, what about your Memphis? You got anybody in Memphis you want to say hey to?
Oh yeah, Cam Carter, man, Jason Gillespie over at ARS American Recording Studio, Daniel W. I said the W because he's a little private, so I don't know.
My guy Cam Carter, man. Shout out to Cam and the whole team, man.
So when I put my boy on, and I was like, bro, Spanish Fly is like the most legendary DJ in the South because he's the one who made 3 6 Mafia on the radio and put them in different positions. And he was the one selling tapes and like making a killing off of mixtapes, off of other people's stuff and off of his own stuff. And in Memphis, they were killing the tape game. How do you think Paul and Juicy had that money? They were out there selling tapes too. They was getting bread because this is before they had census bureaus coming to your concert counting motherfuckers. And like, hey, 80 motherfuckers times 20, bitch, you owe me 400. They be like that. That's how folks like some of these rappers are getting in trouble for like doing too many concerts and stuff. Well, in the tape game, it's just like selling dope.
Does it pain you to see Memphis in such a bad way?
Yeah, but it still motivates me. But the problem is Memphis is one of those places you can't fix it. It's cursed in a way. Sure, you can be inside circle with a lot of money. There's a lot of fun stuff and a lot of great stuff in Memphis. It's a beautiful city. You should check it out. Get some barbecue. Check out Elvis. Go to Bill Street. Have fun. But sometimes you just better keep it going with you.
For real.
Just keeping it real.
It's never, ever out of the news.
Problem is in Tennessee, there's no self-defense law. So say, for instance, somebody runs up on me and hits me with a bullet, and I pull something out and kill him. Guess what's going to happen? You're going to go to jail for murder. And then you're going to sit in 201 for like 2, 3, 4 years, do 4 years of time waiting for trial. Then they might break it down to justifiable homicide after you've already done 5 years.
Oh, yeah, fucking hell.
Or you can bond out for $1 million bond and probably have people following you around, and you might be better off in jail because you might get shot.
And then ruin everybody else's life with your bond being paid back.
Not to mention they try to take your house if you can't. Or say, for instance, in Memphis is a time, what if there's a crackhead and you give him $1 every day? And then one day you're just like, you know what? Fuck off. Like, stop trying to use me. And the next thing you know, you're driving a little swerving and get pulled over. And you're like, sir, you have a warrant for your arrest. You're like, what the fuck? And the next thing you know, it's like aggravated robbery. And you finally get out of jail. And then you go home and your entire house is robbed. It was just a diversion so somebody can know you're in jail. You rob a house, they get out, say they throw a $100,000 crack party, and they die. Guess what would happen? The state of Tennessee would pick up the charges and still take you to trial, even though there is no. That's how it is. And I don't want to speak too much on that, but somebody's got to fix that shit. But the problem is in Memphis, you used to be able to shoot somebody, kill somebody, and get out in 7 years.
It just seems to be a flood of young.
So in my opinion, they started batting people out the park, which is fine. I mean, it is what it is. But I feel like if you do go to jail or something like that, there has to be all the elements and all the stuff. You got to take everything into consideration. Mind, this, that. And in Memphis, there's just not that. It's just because all the kids, our parents are locked up. There is no people. So everybody's looking up to drug dealers. Everybody's looking up to hustlers and pimps, which is fine. Because money is money. It don't matter what kind of job you work.
Yeah, money's good.
Work is work. Problem is these kids see these phones and they get instant gratification. They realize their teacher makes 30 grand a year and they homeboy down the street made 30 grand this week. They're like, fuck that shit. Fuck what you trying to teach me. I'm about to go get this money. And next thing you know, they make 30 grand and then 20 of it goes to the lawyer.
I've noticed as well. I mean, even once an artist breaks out and then leaves and usually migrates to the West Coast, that crap, that's still following them and they're still then banished.
But the good news is like, I don't condone violence, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
For sure, I agree.
And when it comes down to history and facts and this and that, like we read the Bible, we read this and that, and like, you know, I know that you're Jewish and you read and study the Torah and all that stuff. But think about the New Testament. Saul was a murderer of Christians, and then his donkey started talking to him. He stopped and he couldn't see or hear for some days. Then he could see again. He changed his life and changed his name, and then he wrote the Bible. If that's just like Tookie Williams, the creator of the Crips.
Yeah.
He like killed somebody for like $17 or some random number, went to jail, started writing children's books and really started helping the Risa Mandelas and all this stuff. I think Schwarzenegger or one of the people said that they regret ever letting that happen because he really was doing something great. But let me tell you something that's messed up. What if I was Tookie and I'm in jail and I write a New York Times bestseller? Guess what happens? Your state property. So you didn't write that book. The state of California did.
Oh, because you're
that's
being
what's
held
messed
in
up.
the state of California.
Because here's the thing. Listen, slavery is not abolished. That's a lie.
Agreed.
You go to the Constitution and read the thing. Let me look. And I know this is kind of off topic for hip hop, but people are starting to know this is what you dig into for this stuff that you need to talk about. It says the 13th Amendment, exactly words. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, comma, except as punishment for a crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted. So it says, okay, we can make you a slave, you just put you in jail and then pay you 12 cents an hour. It says right there, except as a punishment for a crime. So how do you abolish slavery if...
Except for a punishment of a crime?
That's like saying, nowadays, being all politically correct, you could be like, well, this is a gender-neutral bathroom, except if you're a donkey. You're like, what the fuck? What's that got to do with anything?
Anything.
You know what I mean? It's just bullshit. Like, kind of like your GPS. Like, take a left. The store's right here.
What
It'll be like,
great analogy.
do a U-turn. Do a U-turn and drop to Arkansas real quick.
Excellent analogy. It really is. Do a fucking U-turn.
It's like I feel like we're getting dumber.
We're
Like,
more
I'd like-
reliable. People are more reliable. They don't. We're less thinking for ourselves. Would you agree?
Yeah, because people are indecisive. Even some of my friends are. If I want something to eat, I'll go in there. Cool. Why don't you try something different? Because I'm a chef. I'm a chef. I can cook everything on this menu. And why would I impress you buying this shit? Trying to look at, oh my God, this is so great. When I can just put your little pretty ass on the couch and I can open the fridge and I can cook twice as better.
Isn't
You
it
know
a
what I mean?
lovely? I mean, I'm a chef as well. It's a great skill to have, isn't it?
Yeah, for one, it saves money, and for two, I can decorate a plate better than most people. Well, I could not really say that because my plate's a little heavier on portions, so like it's not as pretty. I just fix everybody else's plate pretty, and I just dump the rest of mine.
One of the things that comes to mind, right, is with my children that whenever we eat somewhere else, they'll eat it, but I can see the disappointment on their face straight away. They're like, yeah, this is okay, but it's not my pop's food.
Well, like even like McDonald's and stuff tastes different over the years. Like cereal, some cereals taste different. They like went cheaper and went from sugar to like corn syrup or stuff, and like just throws it off. Like I wouldn't mind having a real cocaine Coca-Cola just to see what it does. Take a drink of that shit. Fucking, I won't even need gas prices.
Things
like-
for
be
sure.
like-
You know, as well, we actually have Jewish Haribos, kosher Haribo sweets. They are unbelievable.
Oh yeah.
Completely different. Like I said, the cola bottle ones. There's just something different about them. They're bloody expensive. They're double the price as normal sweets. But every week when we go and do our kosher shop, my youngest, he always gets a kosher bag of Haribos, and it's a completely different vibe.
For sure.
Where are you?
Remember I was telling you
Huntington
something.
Beach?
Yeah, I'm in Huntington Beach. I ain't feel like driving, so I got a hotel or a motel, whatever the fuck they call these things. I don't know.
Motel, I suppose.
It's actually cool because it's 2 streets from the beach.
Oh, I'm dying for something. I mean, it's a nice day today, and it's starting to warm up. I mean, it's almost spring here, so I'm kind of looking forward to it. I do miss the warm weather.
Well, remember I was telling you on the thing about like last time, like last time hip hop was dead and all this and that. Remember how I forgot to say something because I feel like everybody's so politically correct nowadays. You can't really have fun because there's too many cameras and this and that, and you can't really let loose anymore because you're the cancel culture. You end up having one good night or doing one thing or saying one word. Next thing you know, your career's over. So if you look at old DMX and old 3-6 and old history songs, you put one of those records out now, and he's like, "Oh, they're the greatest of all time." You put them out now, they'd be canceled in a heartbeat.
Doesn't
So it's
fit the
crazy
mold.
because hip hop is supposed to be about the culture and telling the truth in the street, while the news lies to you. But now it's like conforming to like, hey, let's lie to the street too.
There certainly is a feel through the whole industry about being lied to at the moment.
But it's all good because that's that flash in the pan stuff. You're gonna have your one hit wonders and a couple follow-up songs. You'll have every now and then a Nas X will pop through and kind of change the game. Post Malone will pop through, Logic's, people like that. Those Joyner Lucas, you can't teach that.
No.
But you'll have all these like little poo-poo from like Cincinnati or something, or you'll have like some little crazy ass name, and you think, is that what you want your legacy to be? And like Lil Dicky's situation is different because he was changing the dynamic of it and making like anti-rap, which is hilarious, but he's extremely talented. People can't fuck with Lil Dicky. So when he can rap about like living in a shoe and it work, but then when he flips it to like a record like Planet Earth, that's like my version of Beautiful Scars, except for on a different capacity. And I loved how he was able to tap into Hollywood and sample everybody. It's hard to do stuff like that. You got to really be at the right parties and shake the right hands and earn the right respect to be able to be like, yo, Ariana, I need you to be a monkey or something.
Freaky Friday
Justin,
and Molly in particular for me, for Little Dicky, absolute brilliance.
Yeah, but at the same time as when artists do certain stuff, people are always like, hey, you should hit up Chris Brown. Hey, you should do this. I'm like, yeah, I would love to work with Rihanna, but she's kind of worn out on features because everybody featured her like 400 times.
For sure.
But now I'd rather work.
It's definitely lost its vibe, hasn't it, really?
I would much rather work with Amy Lee or Adele or Miley. Just because, like,
Adele
I want to have that.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, I want to have like that Butler 007 vibe and not like a, I don't know, get body slammed through the table vibe. Because like I do like those, but those are gonna be cool for like Lil Jon type of stuff.
And like you say,
cool
for 5 minutes. You want something that was going to be like part of a legacy.
That was kind of my fault too, because when I was put out my debut was Knee High, I had so much better stuff. But when I did that song, I was trying to mix individuality together. And when I shot the visuals, I couldn't capture that because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And somebody kind of saved my project on my debut video. But then by the time Tekashi got out of jail and started doing stuff, I was like, damn, these motherfuckers pretty much came real close to stealing the concept of this video. Fuck, even if I put it out, I might have to wait a while. And it wasn't that great, but it's really great considering what we was working with. And the particular videographer is legendary. He's super dope and super good, but I was a rookie. I didn't know what I was doing. So going back now, sure, I would release different songs, but Knee High was kind of cool. It was different. It was pretty. It was a well-produced song. And like, I guess the production carried me more on that song than most of my songs do.
What do you know? I mean, we spoke previously about you being a hip hop purist, and it kind of feels like you've found yourself with regards to your music. You found the Cam Carter sound, even though it's different every time.
I think it's because
I'm starting
to learn how to like not give a fuck. Like I cared too much so long. I cared about how people would perceive me and what they would think. And then when I see stuff like Hannah Montana twerking on the stage, that is genius because it's their way to get the shock value to say, hey, Miley's grown up now. Y'all need to get real because I got talent. Stuff like that inspires me because sometimes you need the antics and have the hype, but still back it up with talent. Most people can't do that. And that's what's wrong with the industry. They're using hype with production instead of hype with raw talent. Or they're using talent that's 40 years old writing songs for 18-year-olds that can't live that life. So they're wearing chains and wearing guns and stuff. And if shit went down, they don't even know how to pick it up.
Yeah, there's no actual substance to the actual vibe is in nowadays. It's something that's been integrally lost in music is the fact that these new generation of gangster rappers ain't really gangster, are they?
Yeah, but the old generations, the ones who's kind of coaching them up are, but they realize the game has changed with the internet, but money is still green. So they don't give a fuck. Like, hey, little Pookie J Money, did you, okay, cool. You got that back. Come on in. Compared to, oh no, bro, you whack, bro. Like you better off doing something like this, but don't lose your dream. And I ain't knocking your vibe, but this just ain't for you. Be great at something you love. Because some people just trend trip trying to be cool. Like I was born to do this. Like if you took hip hop and I had to jump in front of a bullet for hip hop, I would do that because most people won't. You know what I'm saying? They ride for their clique, but they're scared to die for the sun. Like I'm not a big preacher type of guy. I'm real private with I don't really believe in religion. I believe in God. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, when I talk about certain stuff and intuition of the Bible, and I feel like I'm right, I get chills. So like, it's different.
Does that reflect in your music?
Not as much as I probably should. That's the thing. I don't want to be seen as a hypocrite. The main thing I'm trying to do is I'm trying to teach as I learn. And a lot of these songs I wrote when I was younger, I can't start coming out on like some save the world shit. I got to let you know, I know how it feels to be you. And you can either be a sucker or you can be a real one. Because I probably was a sucker at one point in my life too. But I played football, so nobody fucked with me. They knew that I might not be a UFC fighter, but I could tackle Jerome Bettis if I needed to, just because like gravity.
Is your music a manifesto for Cam Carter?
Yeah, I think it's the road. My music is the road. I don't think that's where it'll end up, but I think I got 100 I think I got 100 top 100 hits over my life for sure, whether I write them or not. I don't mean write them or not, whether I write them or perform them or just write them for someone else. I feel like I got 100 in me.
Have you done any ghostwriting?
I've done it for 2 projects before and they went platinum, and I don't want to talk about it because I didn't get $1. So
fair enough.
That's part of the reason why I didn't do nothing for 10 years.
It affected you
these
that
people
much?
Are full of shit. Yeah, because I've been screwed out of inheritances. I've been screwed out of this, that, this. I used to be quiet, humble, nice, sweet, fuck you with my eyes, be nice, timid, shy, be a great looking kid, modeling, all that shit, but like I'd be a little shy around like white girls and pretty little girls because I had my type. But what you can put Beyonce in the room and I walk straight up to her and take her home. And I don't say Beyonce in general. I'm just talking about a beautiful Black woman or a beautiful red bone or something. I always felt comfortable because I'm from Memphis. I'm from a predominantly Black place. But at the same time, as I grew up in Mississippi, so like I can fit in like a shapeshifter and you can drop me off any place in the world and I probably would survive and learn how to cook some new shit.
Has your confidence grown as you've got older? Do you feel more at home within the industry itself?
I feel like instead of trying to be the industry and fit in with the industry, I feel like I'm going to make them fit in with me.
Good call.
Like I remember I was telling you about sometimes when I hear music, it frustrates me.
Yeah.
And I hear rhymes that they don't say. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? How did you write this and not hear this word?
Not hear that lyric.
Yeah, I'm like, you use like a ABC ass word, and like, what the fuck? So then people like Kendrick and Joyner Lucas, they changed my mind because they're like certain stuff, genius. But like, I'm scared of a record deal sometimes. I feel like I'm too smart for a deal. I'd rather walk into a record label and then pitch a shitty pitch on purpose. And then like, no, sir, you're just not what you're looking for, but you're a great songwriter. And then I opened up the briefcase and be like, sir,
I was just fucking with you.
I actually want to hire you.
It's actually that's actually quite a novel idea.
Because then it's like, fuck your $1 million deal. Here's my $1 million. Put it in your machine. I want wrapped caviar. For the
like you just said about shock tactic.
Exactly. Because then they don't have any liability. You are not a liability to them. They do not have a return on investment. All they can do is create a legend and take credit for it. So basically you access a machine without no risk on their part. Problem is once you do something like that, you're going to have a lot of dope boys doing the same thing, and it's going to basically saturate that kind of market even more. And I wouldn't even say that they would agree to that stuff, but I think it'd be more ballsy to the point where somebody's going to lose their job and they're going to hire me. So that, like, do I want to be a vice president of a major label, or do I want to be the future of music? Because I don't want to fucking have 1,500 artists under me unless I got the publishing and I developed them and I care about them, compared to like just a bunch of names on my desk that are a little Pookie and a little Rugrat.
Are you willing to
Like-
to? I don't mean to use school in a derogatory way, but are you there to mentor and other artists? Regards, for example, you own your masters, and we spoke about it.
Well,
It's something that's very
I
important.
I wouldn't say I fully own my masters, but I got to the point where I earn respect, where I got cheaper prices on certain stuff because I put in work. What I mean by that is I buy my exclusive rights. I don't buy outright music because it takes me $100,000 just to copyright my lyrics. Imagine if I got like 15 songs out. That'd be $1.5 million probably if I were to buy those outright, because if I come correct and get excited to a producer, they're gonna be like, oh, they're gonna sharpen their teeth and be like, he likes that song. I want $30,000 for it. And then when you pay that 30 grand, then you own the full track and you got to get paperwork and signatures. My case, I want everybody to eat. I want my team to be proud. If somebody worked hard as fuck and made a beat that's badass, he deserves 50% of it. Then if a major deal fell into our lap, then that's when we negotiate to cut our percentages down on both sides, and they get that little middle portion compared to us losing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've been getting outsourced beats from Germany. My boy Ray K is dope. I get emo mode with him. I get a little bit more savage mode with MP beats. Sometimes I like to look for new beats. That's why I like that Cowboy guy. He's got talent for hearing great country swinging beats. And like when I started hearing those beats, I was like, damn, that's kind of country album.
The lyrics again, like you're saying about Kendrick Lamar, it's almost got that kind of vibe to it. The wordplay with with Anita, very clever.
Kendrick Lamar is like his lights burning out because somebody's micromanaging him incorrectly. Dre's one of the greatest of all time. There's no reason why Kendrick should be number one right now, every year until the end of time, because he's that good.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, he's a little older. So we got to shift that dynamic and say, fuck age, fuck time. The whole point of doing music is there is no time and there's no age, because you can close your eyes and still bring Biggie back to life by just pushing play.
Yeah. You know, without a shadow of a doubt, pretty soon there probably will be a Pac, Biggie, Big L, you know, Pun, hologram.
That's the fucked up part. That's the fucked up part, because guess what? The great-great-grandson should own that record or that likeness and image, but that's not how it works. Somebody who recorded the original masters on the original hard drive or original this and that, they're entitled to it because they have the physical copy. So technically, they could do that hologram stuff, and some intern that's running the studio and whatever comes across wow, this is the only James Brown track that's never been released, and get a huge payout by somebody just because it's so exclusive. That's the messed up thing when record labels can be heartless, because it should go to that family and they should negotiate. And I don't even know, I'm not a lawyer or an entertainment lawyer, so I'm sure they do have something in place for that if they're smart artists.
I believe that it would be a sad day for music when we're attending holographic concerts. Do you agree?
Have you ever seen Black Mirror? You ever see Miley Cyrus episode where it's literally that they put her in a coma?
Yeah.
And I was real proud of Miley for doing something like that, because that's a little dark and it's a little true, because we already seen it happen from Michael Jackson and Prince and Tupac.
I was almost expecting it with the halftime Super Bowl show for a holographic Tupac to pop up somewhere. I think the world was sitting with bated breath.
I think that would have actually been an exception where it would have been acceptable and cool. That's different, because then it's like the homie's dead and gone, but we all here, compared to this is some fake ass shit. We're gonna make her titties bigger. We're gonna make her tits bigger and her ass bigger, and then guess what? You can actually take her home and fuck her tonight because she's a holograph, because you bought an NFT and now you have access to take her home in digital form.
Sex packets by Digital Underground springs to mind.
Yeah. They're like, take her home today for an extra 600 Ethereum.
Dissolve it in a cup like an Alka-Seltzer.
Yeah. Like for only 5 Ethereum, she could be yours. Take her home today. And you're like, fuck, I already paid 5 Ethereum to get in this bitch.
What kind of world are we going to be living in, Cam, in the next 10 years musically?
I'm gonna have aliens bumping my shit and be like, Cam Carter, this motherfucker's cool as shit.
Everybody smoking DMT before we go into a concert.
I'm gonna be probably smoking DMT because that shit's crazy.
Yeah, ain't it just?
Dude, my first time I did it, I saw Harry Potter Dementors and everything went to I Love Lucy. And then I felt like every word I spoke was potpourri. I was like speaking like blue and I could taste the color blue. I was like, what the fuck?
That is some crazy shit, isn't it?
Hey, check this out. One time I was tripping balls at this place called Fool's Ball. It's kind of like Bonnaroo, but really, really small and local, where you can actually like see something crazy on Friday and then laugh at somebody Sunday. Be like, oh, I remember you motherfucker. Like Bonnaroo is too big because you might not see the same person at all, unless you're in the celebrity tent. But I was sitting in one of those low baseball chairs. And everybody else was sitting in a higher baseball chair. And I kept looking down. And I noticed I was not sitting in nothing. I was just floating. I was like, what the fuck? And then I was in a blue tent. And I thought I was in the club because they were playing like hip hop music in the middle of the fucking country. So I was sitting down long enough where I forgot we were in a field. And the tent was blue. So I felt like I was in a club. And then when I finally got up and walked out, my skin was blue from the sun coming through the tent. And I stepped out the tent and I was still blue. And I was like, dude, I'm a fucking avatar.
I was saying that last night to my friend Jodie that when we've had mushrooms in the past, that she actually does look like somebody out of Avatar.
Well, like I was looking at my skin and my mind tricked my skin to still seeing it blue. So when I stepped out and I was actually talking to these lesbian girls and everybody was trying to get with them because they were the finest girls in the entire probably state. And they were like cooped up in the car tripping. And they kept wanting me to come in. And I was really weird about it because all my friends were trying to like hang out with them. So I ended up finally getting in the car, but it was hours before I finally got in the car because I leaned on the car and like my forehead got so comfortable I was stuck for like an hour. And then I sat on the cooler. And when you sit down on mushrooms, if you don't go explore, you sit down, you're gonna be stuck for an hour because you're gonna get comfortable and like whatever. So like a lot of times I try to teach myself to explore a little bit more.
I will go for a walk. It's difficult going for a walk on DMT though.
Dude, I actually got a song called DMT. It's funny you say it's like nonsense, tripping with some goblins, DMT smoke as I fly through apartment. Rumbling, mobbing, chilling with the shaman, tripping my balls on the phone, but it's crawling. Wallpaper giggling, running from a Martian, speaking in some tongues. Bless me, stretch me, somebody help me. The gingerbread man keeps trying to molest me. Japanese girl with an ass of a black, KY jelly on the booty hole crack.
Shout out to Jodie Thompson. She's gonna love this. I
said, what the fuck is that? And Shrek came home. Where is my cat? And then
I think it should be compulsory, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Everybody should have a shot of DMT once in a while.
DMT, they call it the spirit molecule. And it's because it unlocked, like you see in movies like Limitless and stuff, it's supposed to unlock more parts of your brain to the point where you can access more of your brain. And I know that sounds crazy, but certain states legalize it because it helps with depression and suicide rates and stuff.
Sure it does,
because you can literally reset the chemicals in your brain. And acid is a lot more dangerous. Nope. But I mean, it's easily get. It's a lot more of a free spirit world out here. I will say California's got so much good going for it, but it's got so much bad going for it. So it's kind of like Kendrick said this, weed, women, and weather. And then I got off the plane the other day and I was dealing with all the bullshits of LA. And I was like, weed, make it worth it. And I was like, that's a song. Weed, make it worth it. Fuck all the pocket tickets. Fuck all them hoes. Just run that bitches over.
You know you're going to be
Make it
writing
worth
this song,
it.
don't you, in the very near future?
That's a good concept. The weed make it worth it. I just did one called "Why the Fuck Not." I'll let you hear it. That's just crazy. I love it. It's a hit. It's because it's a shock factor, and you can say anything, like jump over the bridge, do something crazy. Why the fuck not?
Why the fuck not?
And like, it'll be to the point where it's an instant TikTok challenge. Do something crazy, all over again. But it's instead of what would Jesus do? WTFN. Why the fuck not?
That
Bracelets, shirts.
That actual concept then, was it something that was front and center? You knew that the actual the hook of why the fuck not would have.
Yeah, I've been waiting on my buddy. I've been waiting on my buddy to get something written to it. And it's the only thing that's been holding me back is my buddy, that he's not really a professional rapper, but he's cold. And he's a family guy, and he hangs out, he loves sports and stuff, and he's dope as hell. But I was like, I ran out of material and I didn't have my bag with me. So I was like, look, I'm gonna drop this, why the fuck not? And I started thinking, I'm not gonna not have my buddy on it. So I was like, what if I make a 10-minute song? And he just put like 6 verses on it. It's called Why the Fuck Not? Why not? Like, yeah. I can put a 20-minute song and drop it on the blockchain, cut it into 15 seconds, and then sell it for $1,000 a piece. For every 15, 30 seconds, you can pay $1,000. If you want the whole song, you can pay 10 grand for it.
Did you have this in mind though when you was actually writing it? Did you know that the actual lyric of Why the Fuck Not would have so many intrinsic values to it?
No, I just think I'm naturally a brander or a marketer. So if I have a song called it's Fake Sunsets, I have a song. Yeah. Check this out. This is one of my favorite songs, and this is unreleased too. But guess what? It's dope. It's about fake LA. Sounds like California all day. This is my first stab at West Coast music. And I started talking about folks that ain't from the West Coast. The sun don't always shine in California. Always gonna look out for ya. You could lose your life around the corner.
I know you're not a fan of doing an album, but surely there has to be one.
Yeah, I want to have Halo in the Hell. I just want to be able to have like Dr. J in the chair and said, hey, come over. Compared to like $40,000, come on down. You know what I mean? I want people who believe what I'm trying to do instead of just tax my ass. You know what I mean?
Say that again.
I want to have people that believe instead of tax my ass. I get homie prices on everybody. Why? Because I put in work. I didn't always have homie price. I didn't always have homie price on stuff. What cost you the $1,000 might cost me $150. Why? Because I put in work to make that happen, to add value over time. So that way I have that price. And then if you work with me and you see how much I'm paying for it, that ain't your problem. That's me. I put in that work. Certain people, for the exception, I don't want to say no names, but some of my friends charge $10K a beat. I've known them for a long time. And there's the way they do it is you do 3 songs, they'll pick the best one, $10K a beat. But they'll also get behind the record and push. That's what makes it more valuable. You can have the best producer in the world. It does not mean that that's a good song.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? Like, here's my verse on this one.
Big sunset, yeah. Try to tell them that I ain't there yet. Try to tell them that I ain't there yet. Yeah. Camp caught it crashing out in the deep end. Sunroof open and it's smell of what I'm smoking. We flip the coach and everybody boasting. If you show emotion, you can end up in the ocean. You see the boats just circling above. All the vampires wanna show love. Zombies on the dance floor. You can pay me in blood. We can just blame it on drugs.
How to focus, you see through their motives. It's atrocious, moving slow motion. So to answer your question, he was like, hey, do you ever think of all these brand ideas when you write a song, this is what I say.
It's hard to focus, you see through their motives. It's atrocious, moving slow motion. Rubbing fake suntan lotion. With the glitter with it, she gon' need a minute cause I'm cold.
I said rubbing fake suntan lotion. So what if I had glitter fake suntan lotion? It's for all the fakes. You just rub it on you and it keeps the fake bitches away.
What a great lyric.
So I can literally drop fake suntan lotion.
I know you're not, like I say, I know you're not a fan of actually releasing an album. You'd rather release singles. Do you think you'll
just because? I mean, I'm a huge fan of writing an album, but I'm a huge fan of CDs and having a booklet. You can flip through the lyrics and all that shit. Thing about it, that it's going to cost me a lot of money just to put the distribution out, and that's when labels can bust you up.
Yeah.
I used to collect CDs, but now it's a waste of time and money when you can just do this.
Okay, can you make me more popular?
You know what I mean?
I think it's maybe something that Spotify, for example, needs to explore to where we're able to do click like that, but also open that CD inlay and have some artwork to look at. And
that's the difference, because that's why I'm great. I'm the one who is reading Bush songs. Your mouth, all these songs. Korn, Limp Bizkit, Kid Rock. That was my first CD that got taken away from me. Kid Rock and Eminem, the first ones. And guess what? Kid Rock and Eminem are close friends, and they're both from the same near area in Detroit.
In Detroit, yeah.
And those are my first two CDs my parents took away from me. Was Kid Rock and Eminem. It had like Middle Finger on one, and the other one had like Weed Lease on the Chronic, and then the Slim Shady. I think I could hide that one a little better because there was a car in a trunk. But that Dr. Dre,
License to Ill.
I love BC Boys. I just always didn't like their sound. But their lyrics are dope.
Yeah,
but I always wondered that's a different time, and maybe they were, say, if I was in the room with them, maybe that was what they were going for. Maybe they were trying to be antically and funny, because I don't know how they are. But like, I don't want to have a character and have to be a character everywhere I fucking go.
They really were just characters, nothing more. I've got to say,
Oliver Tree is probably one of the top 10 artists in the entire world for the end of time. But the difference with him is he still uses comedy, which is fine. But now if he's at parties and stuff, he's got to dress like this guy. So I have to say, "Oh, what up?" Which is great, because like it's funny as shit, and it gives a new dynamic to it, and I love it. And I'd love to work with him. I would love to work with Black Bear. But I just don't want to be gimmicky. I'll tell you a story that nobody's ever said, and I don't even care if they don't like it. Fuck it. This is hip hop. It should be about telling the truth. I was about to drop Knee High and Ha Ha. I got a phone call. Like, hey, we'd like to make you next Mark Wahlberg. We've been watching you. Your backwards hat, all that stuff. You're Mark Wahlberg all over again. I was like, cool. I like Mark Wahlberg.
I like Mark Wahlberg. Yeah.
I learned a little bit about what was happening and this and that. And it was like, yeah, we want to turn you into the next Marky Mark. And I was thinking, like,
do I really?
Mark Wahlberg. Marky Mark was bumping. Mark Wahlberg can rap. But that ain't me. And plus, Mark Wahlberg can do like finger push-ups and like one-arm things. He's a strong dude. I mean, I'm not trying to be like fucking DMX with my shirt off, running down the street, kicking trash cans and shit. But he was like, no, we don't want you to do that. We want you to make songs for Paris Hilton. And I was like, I love Paris Hilton. But I don't want to debut making theme songs for another artist. That's kind of like being a musical coffee boy. Like, hey, I want you to pour some coffee on this bitch and we're going to give you $25 and take it from me. I'm straight. Now I built my name a little bit more. Yeah. Now is when I'd work with Paris. Now is when I would do stuff like that, because I have some songs and some skeletons and some skin and bones to my career compared to building off of someone else. Yeah. That's clout chasing. Why would I want to clout chase and climb up a ladder and then just be slippery rope all the way down trying to keep up when I could just fucking
Be
jack
there.
in the beanstalk? I could jack in the beanstalk, that motherfucker, plant my seed and climb as I want, compared to having to rely on somebody else's slippery rope. Because certain people, Paris is a beast because she's futuristic. She's an innovator. She's a pioneer. People used to think she was dumb. She's laughing at their ass. And she does this, and she does this, and she does this. So those type of people I love because
Multifaceted.
Except for they had big opportunities.
And the parental thing as well helped, I suppose.
I feel like some of my life has been like chase the tail. Like I'm tired of the little dangling carrot. Like, hey, do this, motherfucker. And then they always trying to sell you the dream. Like, here, work. Oh, good job. Here's a piece. Fuck all that. I'm not a crackhead. Like, I want the fucking carrot.
So is that something then that you've recognized it needed to change for you personally? There you go. Right, I'm not fucking doing this no more. I've got my road, my lane. I know where I'm going.
I just got the call. I just got off some call with some people who developed and helped and assisted and behind the back door some of the greatest artists of all time. I don't want to say no names, but if he watches this, he's gonna smile because I'm drinking fucking gas station coffee at 2:14 a.m. because Japan, some little 16-year-old in Japan made an NFT and made $200,000 this morning. And I'm pretty sure I can do some research and find somebody who did that because right now it's a bear market. It's a great time to flip some coin. However, sometimes crypto is like this, and it's just like anything else. You want to chase that tail or chase that rabbit or whatever, that's fine. But my purpose is something else. If I'm chasing that little dollar and that little green dick that goes up and down waiting for it to turn red, like it's stressful. It's different if I have monitors all up and I'm watching the game and chilling with my girl or something and I see like patterns when I glance. But doing crypto, I love crypto and it's so powerful, but it's so volatile. I like to be able to speak shit and shit happens compared to like influencing crypto is fine. But if I have a bag of crypto and you have a bag of crypto and I'm working my ass off to make it do this and you're just doing it, you're taking profits off of my hard work when I'm holding the floor trying to push it and be successful. And early people sometimes try to take that. It's like, and I can relate to being that little green line because it's just like people trying to hold you back.
Have you lost faith within the industry, trust?
No, because as long as you wake up and breathe, there's always hope. Every now and then you'll have Olivia Rodrigo, you'll have Taylor Swift, you'll have Adele, you'll have Bruno Mars, you'll have Joyner Lucas. You'll have these artists that are great, but will they last forever? Probably not. Adele will. Taylor Swift will. Miley Cyrus will. Probably everybody else I named too, but remember there was Michael Jackson. Who's the modern day Michael Jackson? Probably Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
Or Chris Brown.
Bruno Mars.
Who's the modern day Madonna?
Miley Ray.
Probably Britney Spears to Lady Gaga to maybe Christina.
Yeah.
A little mixture between. Who's the modern day Sonny and Cher? Probably someone like Adele or someone like the modern day Whitney Houston. Would be someone like Adele or like the modern day Mary J. Blige would be like somebody like, I can't even say that because it's Mary J. Blige. Modern day Beyonce, people can argue Rihanna, but it's different. It's a different thing. You can't compare that.
Yeah.
Like when I saw Beyonce do Etta James at last, that's music. That's talent. When I saw Lady Gaga, like it's funny, Wendy Starling helped discover her and she like engages with me a lot. That's inspiring. I saw Von Miller watching my story last night. Dope. I'm a huge Bronco fan, and I'm glad he won a Super Bowl. That kind of stuff inspires me. So if I know if I can get eyeballs like that of my idols, but I've also had an experience of having people that I looked to up as a kid end up turning to my rivals.
It's
Now, I won't say no
validating.
names on that.
Is it not validating for you then when you have these eyes on you?
Yeah. No, not really. I don't really care, but I need to get the people. I feel like the blue checks watching me. Fine. Are they looking at me because they're interested? Are they looking at me because they're running out of material and trying to steal some shit? Are they looking at me because I'm sincerely badass? Or are they just trying to like try to keep up and see where I'm at to make sure how much faster they got to put on the gas or not? They don't want,
It's
they're
probably
fired,
all of
burning
those
out.
reasons.
That's what's fucked up.
Really?
And then certain people will be doing anti-attacks or trying to slander or try to do this or that. If you just took certain stuff in your life and stop worrying about what another man's doing, right or wrong, and just put that into your own goals, there's too many people worried about the other man. I call it pocket watching. I got a lot of hood terms because, like, I'm from Memphis. So when somebody's pocket watching or ear hustling or trying to hear something that ain't meant for them, that's the type of stuff that ain't righteous. That's on some extra shit. I'm guilty of certain stuff. I've ear hustled before, but it's strategic.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ear hustle and run my mouth on it. I'm going to ear hustle and be aware. So if something's about to pop off, I'm going to know, and whoever I care about is going to know too. I'm not no nosy ass dude, but some things are meant to happen. Things happen for a reason. So if you stumble on a situation, you learn some shit, you can peep game and kind of maneuver accordingly. But when it comes to like other things, just nosy motherfuckers, like sometimes you hear the wrong thing and you're a loose end. That's the problem because real people still write their own rules. Me, I'm not one of those type of people that will do a lot of crazy shit. So if you ever see some news of Cam Carter did all this bullshit, probably some bullshit. You hear me?
Probably some bullshit, yeah.
So like, fuck all the bullshit. Nobody can tell my story better than me. And you can say what you want, like me, love me, whatever. I'm gonna put cards on the table. You ask me certain questions, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not gonna be that dude who walks away from interviews because, I gotta fucking take a break. Fuck all that shit. I'm from Memphis. But the thing is, when it comes to real life, when I have like a certain girl I care about or certain, sure, I'll get a lot more emotional with them because I want certain people to see the real me. So when it gets to that point, when things go down, they ride compared to, oh, this is a real one, but I don't know if I can jump in this boat. Like, motherfucker, if there's volcanoes and shit and I say, get in the boat, I need you to jump in that bitch. I don't need you to be like, oh, you think we should do the helicopter? Like, no, motherfucker, I don't fly helicopters. Get in the boat. And all that extra arguing, it could just, somebody could have died in that little time. Like, I want people to trust me. I'm not Jesus. I don't ask you to follow me. Here's a good example. I had a fake Hollywood stack of money in a music video. Of course, I'm not going to have 10 bands instead of a music video with a bunch of like little hot and half naked girls. So I'm flapping the money, for film. It's designed for film, like stacking briefcases. The band busts and shit goes everywhere. And I start picking it up. And I had like 15 things to do because I was like hosting a party at my video and I was doing Sushi Chef. I was directing. I wasn't directing, but I was like trying to figure shit out. That was the same video I was talking about. And I started picking up all this fake ass money. And it's like, well, sheets of paper and shit. I was like, kind of like, damn, this is fucking hilarious that people buy this shit. I can't believe I bought this dumbass shit for $10. But it was, I'm picking all this money up. And I told the girls, will you help me pick this up? They all looked at me. I was like, I jumped down and started picking up myself. I was like, look, I would never ask you to do something I wouldn't do myself.
Do yourself, yeah.
So like, I'm going to pick all this money up, even though I'm 15 times busier than all y'all. Have fun drinking the beer that I bought. Have fun eating the sushi I bought. Cool. Good job. I'll remember that next time. But guess what? Out of that music video, I still know a few of those people, but I feel like they're intimidated now because everything I said then happened. And if you're not through there through my struggles, you're not through there through my success.
That intimidation, though, can also be leveled as confidence and And again, being proven that you knew what
When you
you were
look-
doing. Your process was
When you look,
righteous.
when somebody, I guess you could say, test your ganks, or like man to man on some real shit, not no pull your gun out, shoot him in before you even know his name, but you look somebody in the eye and their eyes are fucking a lion, and you fucking test them and they still a lion. That's when it's time to back down and shake hands, because that's a man.
Yeah.
But when you see their eyes change and realize this big ass fucking burly ass strong motherfucker is really a big ass pussy that just spends all his time in jail, dude, bloop, one little knock and it's light switch, because they never had a fight because they're so big. I know some people that I play football with, they're like 6'8", 340 pounds. Soft as a cat. Crazy. Because they never had a fight. They never had to be in that kind of stuff, because they can literally grab your little ass and just fall on you and like neutralize the situation. But how you gonna do that when you got a little Japanese dude that can kick you in the face? Like everything you gotta play. Like you be acting all hard. Next thing you know, like you get hit with a hand. And his hands are still up here.
And you're already done.
What was that, Pootie Tang? The Pootie Tang used to do that with his thing. I think fucking Cat Williams did some shit like that one time.
Yeah.
Every time I think Cat Williams and think about that shit, I think about that scene where he grabs her with the pliers and he's like walking the vice grips on the street. And that's a good example, because that dude's also really big too, and he plays a great character. I don't remember his name off the top of my head, but he seems like such of a nice guy. And I think his name is Terry, actually. I don't know for sure. But dude, he seems like a dope guy. There's so many people, certain people in Hollywood I want to smoke blunts with. And one of them was Bob Saget, just because when I was a kid, I was a huge Full House fan. Yes. So when certain stuff like people pass away, it shows me I need to put my foot on the gas. Life is too short. So really that's what motivates me. You know what I mean? Like, you have a star athlete, drive too fast drinking. Bam, his career's over. Bam, one night. Says that in Beautiful Scars. Says you can lose everything in one night, but it's so damn beautiful.
Are you conscious of that actual notion that things could be over? Absolutely. I am at my age now. I've started to take time more. I don't drive like a fucking maniac anymore. I'm nice and steady and smooth. I'm conscious that I want to.
Me, I'm frantic, and it depends. Like, because there's different strokes for different folks, different shit for different situations. I'll have to put myself in check a lot. I got a friend in Nashville. She's getting really good at making me shut the fuck up. So like, sometimes it is what it is, because like I'm wearing so many hats, like bam, 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 bam. And that's because of time. I'm trying to replace time and catch up, but you can't really do that. But I'm a hypocrite in some senses, because I'm too smart to be acting certain ways, but I'm trying to bring people up to speed and explain things because I care. If I didn't give a fuck about someone, I'm not even gonna waste my time arguing. You know what I mean? Like, if you can't figure out like a cash register, this is a funny story. I try to pay for some fucking shit on my Apple Pay today. And I stick out my phone trying to pay, and they slide the thing back. And I stick it up, and then they keep sliding it back. It's like, it's not working. I'm like, lady, can you stop sliding it back? And I went to do that, and she would move it back again. I'm like, what, did you think I got COVID or something? And I did it again. And then I looked at the manager. I said, I swear to God, I'm going to body slam you on this counter if you do it again. She said, she set it down on the table, and then fucking I went, beep, the shit worked. You just wasted 2 minutes of my time over on some bullshit.
But you're never going to get back.
You're like, sir, wear your mask. Well, guess what? Last time I checked, I got a degree in biology in my minor. And last time I checked it, oxygen is what? O2. Right?
Yeah.
It's microscopic. Can you see oxygen? Fuck no. Can you see carbon? Fuck no. Well, how the fuck are you going to see a virus? Well, if oxygen's going through your mask, so is the virus. If I get in a hazmat suit and I start painting your house, and I get home and I get in my underwear and I got paint drops on my shirt, how the fuck did paint get through a hazmat suit? Paint's a lot thicker than the damn oxygen.
Yeah.
So how in the fuck is that mask helping me? And I got this lady, sir, wear your mask. And I got the news saying you no longer have to wear a mask if you're vaccinated. So it's just all this misinformation. I don't even want to speak on these topics really, but it just shows you how people are good little slaves.
On that note, we're running out of time, my friend. It's been an absolute pleasure. Is anybody want to give a quick shout out to? Oh.
MP Beats. I want to give a shout out to MP Beats because he's probably mixing a record right now. I want to give a shout out to my people Nick and Muck Sticky because they working hard. I've been scatterbrained on a bunch of projects, and these folks are literally working in my sleep. That's the type of homie price I'm talking about. Because when they believe in something, they're pushing records, trying to finish stuff. While I'm drinking coffee, trying to look at crypto charts and read projects that I haven't had time to because I've been in the studio for 3 days. So sometimes I might try to make 20 grand and I lose 40 grand, but that's life. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so but the thing about me is when I have this, now everybody watch it. I got something to show for it. So people are like, what do you got to show for it? She wiped her mouth, went straight to the house. I said she wiped her mouth, went straight to the house because everybody wanted a little clout. That's a good way to end it. And another thing, quote me on this. I don't think it's ever been said before. I'm going to say it again. Hip hop tells the truth to the streets while the news lies to you.
Thank you very much for your time, brother.
So now we got to get back to that. And if I could do that, that's what I'm here for. And guess what time it is? 2:30 a.m. You know what that time is? It's 4:20 again.
Thank you.
Later.
Take care, brother. Thank you very much.
Appreciate you, brother.